Hello and welcome to homeroom math. I know it's a little weird. You guys not being here, please feel free to pause the video throughout to practice problems on your own, okay? So, go ahead and pause the video if you would like to do the warm-up. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So, look at this. Do you guys know who this is? This was before your time. But when I was growing up, we got to watch Mr. Rogers. And this is something he said. There are 3 ways to ultimate success. The first way is to be kind. The second way is to be kind. And the third way is to be kind. So, 1/3 kind plus 1/3 kind plus 1/3 kind equals whole kind, right? So, make sure you're remembering that. Be kind to others, be kind to yourself. So, whenever we're in breakout rooms, we're being kind to one another, okay? All right, here is our goal. Look at our little jack-o'-lantern. He's so cute. I can explain with words and models how to decompose a fraction to see the small fractions inside. Ooh. So we're back to fractions. I don't know if you guys are happy about that or you wish we could go back to angles, but I like fractions. So we can decompose a fraction or stretch it out to see the smaller fractions. So when we're decomposing, we're going to think of like a slinky. I wish I had one so I could show you. So we're going to be thinking of a slinky, and we're going to be decomposing it and stretching it out. So let's look at this fraction, 2/3. What are all the different fractions in me? Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? We could have maybe 1/3. Because we know that 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. Let's see here. Let me get that. There we go. We could have 1/3. We could have another 1/3. Because that equals what? 2/3. So let's take a look here. There are 2 ways that we can decompose 3/4. So here's our 3/4. 1, 2, 3 out of 4 parts. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, or we could do 3/4 is the same as 1/4. This should say 2/4. There's an error there, huh? It should say 2/4 and 1/4. We have 2 pictures right here. All right. Now, here is where you're going to pause it after I'm done reading this, and I want you to try, okay? So, you are going to pick one of these problems to decompose. You're going to choose 2/5, and that means you show one way. Or you can choose 4/5. There's more than one way. Or you can choose 4/10. That's harder because there's lots of ways. So remember, here's our example. 3/4 is the same as 3/4 plus 1/4, or 2/4 plus 1/4. So go ahead and pause it and pick one to solve on your own. And then when you're ready, press play and check your work. Here is the answers of the different ways you could decompose these problems. How'd you do? Did you get it right? So, as we see for 2/5, there's only one way to break it apart. 1/5 plus 1/5. For 4/5, we could do 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, which is a total of 4/5. We could have done 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 2/5. 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. Or 1/5 plus 3/5. 3 plus 1 equals 4. And for 4/10, there are more ways. There's 3. 1/10 plus 3/10 equals 4/10. 1/10 plus 2/10 plus 1/10 equals 4/10. And 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 equals 4/10. Hopefully you got it right. Okay, so you can choose one or the other. You don't have to do both, but now would be the time to pause it after I'm done giving you the instructions so you can solve it on your own. Pick one or the other. You don't have to do both unless you want to. So it says, what fraction is this shape showing? It's showing 6/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 6/10. And then it says to decompose the fraction to see the smaller units inside. So let's do that. We could have 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. How many of those do I need? I need 6. Plus 1/3 plus 1/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1/3 is the same as 6/10. I think there's another way. What if we did, what? Not 1/3. I'm silly. Should be 1/10. I had 1/3 on my brain from last time, I guess. Glad I caught it. Okay, now that's looking right. That would have just been weird. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Now that's right. See, it's okay to mess up, and you catch it. I could have done 3/10. 3/10 plus 3/10 equals 6/10. What's another way? So what I'm doing is I'm thinking of ways I can make 6. I could do 2/10 plus 4/10 equals 6/10. I could do 1/10 plus 5/10 equals 6/10. So I'm just thinking of different ways that I can make 6 and putting the denominator underneath it. Now over here, we have 3/8. This one, you're not going to be able to do as many. We'll go ahead and check it out though. We could do 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. Equals 3/8. You could have 2/8 plus 1/8 equals 3/8. Did you get the same thing as me? Or did you get something different? When you add up all the numerators, it should equal the same as the one that you're decomposing. Okay? All right, more practice time. It says, this is 4/8 of a pizza. How many ways could you share the 4 slices among 2 people? So we have 2 plates, 1, 2. Here's another example, 1, 2. One person could get 2, another person could get 2. That's pretty fair. One person could get 3, and the other one could get 1. That's maybe not as fair, but maybe this person's not as hungry. Is there another way to decompose 4/8? What do you think? What do you think? I'm going to let you think about that. All right. How many ways can 5/4 be written as a sum of fractions with a denominator of 4? That's a lot of ways. So 5/4, look at 4 plus 1 equals 5. It's okay. I know it's improper. I know the numerator is bigger than the denominator. It's all right. Right here we could have 3/4 plus 2/4. 3 plus 2 equals 5. 3 plus 1 plus 1. 2 plus 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Lots of different ways. So there's no wrong way if it's asking you just to show an example, okay? So think about it. What does decompose a fraction mean? What does it mean? Remember, it means to break apart that fraction. Break apart a fraction into smaller pieces. It'll still equal, but you're just breaking it apart. All right, you guys, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about this lesson? Are you like, I kind of understand it, but I need a lot more help? I'm starting to understand it. I still have some questions. I feel pretty good about this. I can add and subtract, no problem. Fractions are easy. I can really do this and help someone else. How are you feeling? All right, here's some great resources. Khan Academy is always great. Math is fun. And don't forget about extra math and our math competition. If you haven't logged in, get on in there. Remember, it is your name, your first name, and then a space and the first initial of your last name, okay? All right, Don't forget to mark this in your attendance. You can mark it for 30 minutes if you paused it throughout and practice the problems on your own. All right, you guys, I will see you Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.